Good morning, doctor. Welcome back.
Good morning, Venkatesh. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you now? Good?
Good, good, very good, very good.
Great. So, our topic for today is have faith. And
Hmm.
we discussed this as part of our series on wellness because as we go through life with all the uncertainties and challenges, we need to have faith in something, right? Something, faith in ourselves, of course, but also faith in a larger power, and that things will work out if we do our job is a very important part of staying on track and doing the best that we can. Yes, doctor?
Right, true, true.
Over to you.
Okay, so thank you again, Venkatesh. Today we are going to test our own faith. So we have we have faith or not.
Yes.
It's jokingly, it's binary.
Right.
Either you have it or you don't. Either you have faith or you don't have faith.
Right.
It may sound a little odd. How can it be binary? And deep down, it is.
Right.
Deep down, if you have faith, then you get courage and you have a positive vibes along with you. And if
Correct.
you don't have those attributes that we talked
Yeah.
about.
Correct.
Let's go a little ahead and see what is this faith about.
Right.
Now, this is the logo of Annamalai University, where I was born
Right.
80 odd years ago.
Right.
And there the motto used to be, still is, but not
Right.
very strongly, with courage and faith.
Correct.
You know, with courage and faith. What comes first? Courage comes first, or faith comes first.
Right.
Both are simultaneous. You
Right.
know, in many of the behavioral aspects of slides, you would have noticed that things run in parallel. There
Correct.
is no either or. There are things running together.
Correct.
And that they combine themselves in a way that, the end result is more than 2 plus 2,
Correct.
2 plus 2 leading to 4 or even 10 or something.
Correct.
That kind of an equation will come if you have courage and if you have faith,
Correct.
and if you can move mountains literally, as we will see shortly.
Correct.
So with courage and faith was that Annamalai University logo.
Correct.
And here you see two elephants and one lotus and one musical instrument and one uh, plant,
Correct.
and so forth. And you see a temple, which is characteristic of Annamalai University. It's
Correct.
a South Indian temple. And the temple radiates energy,
Right.
and you get all the benefits in terms of whether animal, which is animal is a sort of a pod animal here, and that is reinforcing all the faith and courage and so
Right.
forth.
Correct.
So this kind of a thing is there, and
Right.
you never looked at it in that manner,
When you are a
but
child. Correct.
all these things added up.
Correct.
All these things added up in the university. Now, if you go, we jump over to the university and universal truth, then you have courage and faith, and
Correct.
those who have a strong courage and a strong faith succeed in life. You
Correct.
know, you'll see you don't need to be blind or something, but it's very much a part of your life.
Correct.
And how do you get courage? Again, it's the same thing put in different words.
Correct.
Hmm? Courage through faith.
Correct.
You have keep on having courage. You'll say, why should I keep on having courage? What is so great about courage? And
Right.
again, where the divinity comes. If you
Correct.
have faith in God, you have faith in any good, strong personality or God,
Correct.
then that leads to courage
Correct. Yeah.
and the faith. Any comments, Venkatesh?
No, no, perfect. Absolutely. In fact, you touched on or you started with the very reason we are discussing faith. It gives us the courage to face life, right?
Right.
This is the thing I was mentioning, I added.
Good, good,
Yeah.
good.
Which is basically that faith also gives you patience. So
Right.
when you have patience, it's a little easier to have courage because otherwise, when things are down, you immediately get disheartened. But if you have faith, it gives you the chance to be patient, right?
Right.
And which
Right.
is
Right.
why in Hindi they say Shraddha and Saburi go together.
Yeah, yeah. And it is said more in the format of Sai Baba.
Correct.
Shraddha and Saburi
Correct.
were made the catchphrases.
Correct.
All the devotees of Sai Baba. But
Correct.
now, whether it's Sai Baba or any other god or goddess or whatever,
Correct.
that stays. If
Correct.
you have Shraddha, you have Saburi, and if you have Saburi, you get Shraddha, and so
Correct.
forth. So, as you saw, all these attributes are, I'm repeating this, attributes are not linear,
Correct.
They are all part and parcel of one universal mathematics.
Correct.
And that makes a difference, because if that kind of a mathematics will make your personality strong,
Correct.
and the faith comes out, and vice
Correct.
versa, so forth.
Correct.
In other words, it is a circular logic and at the same time linear logic.
Correct.
And this logic helps you in leading a life of faith and yeah,
Correct.
faith
Yeah,
and
it gives you the
patience and so
courage
forth.
and the patience to go through all the ups and downs of life. Absolutely.
Right, right. So, okay, now an extension of this is healing. Now you'll say, why suddenly healing here? Healing again, in this context, is
Right.
not just putting some cheese and then some ointment or something.
Correct.
Healing is universal. And healing is again interdependent, and so
Correct.
forth. And your mind is not okay. You need healing for the mind,
Correct.
and so forth. If your body is hurting, then there is again healing through that faith.
Correct.
So this is an integral part of living,
Correct.
integral part of coming out with a wholesome health.
Correct.
So forth. So
No,
that will
very
come
important point you're making, because this is part of a series on wellness. And every night
right,
we need to repair our tissues, we need to repair our mind with sleep and rest and rejuvenation. And healing and faith go together. Very good point.
right.
All the way
Thank
to
you.
the
Next.
placebo effect, right? That if you have faith
Yeah,
that something will work, it works.
right, right. And that leads to a healing atmosphere,
Correct.
the healing atmosphere at home and at work.
Correct.
And that will come out in the form of a faith, and it can move mountains. Now, this is a sort of stylized version of saying that if you have faith, you can overcome obstacles.
Correct.
And the faith, this kind of a faith, strong faith, really, really strong, unshakable faith,
Correct.
can have the power of even moving mountains.
Correct.
And that again, metaphoric, but
Correct.
that's where it is. So our faith can move mountains.
Correct.
And this is a biblical statement there.
Correct.
And that is a universal proverb kind of a thing.
Correct.
So
Yeah. Now, in different
we,
forms, we see it, right? Exactly like you said, mountain is just a metaphor for obstacle.
right. So when your best friend is God,
Yeah.
can God be your best friend? Of course you can, provided you let him be.
Correct.
You are never alone. When your best friend is God,
Correct.
he's always there. There's no lonesome loneliness in the process,
Correct.
and we carry on with that strength. Again, we
Correct.
saw that courage, faith. So, best friend is God. You are never alone, and there is the biblical Amen. Yes,
Correct.
if you really have the faith in this, and if you really move forward carrying these, then you
Correct.
say Amen. Otherwise, you
Correct.
don't say Amen.
Correct.
So, best
Yeah.
friend
No.
should be.
Again, you made a very good point that once you believe you are not alone, it gives you courage, right?
Right,
Because you have the courage
right,
that somebody is standing with you.
right. No, there's the same thing in Marathi about the Sai Baba.
Right.
When na nirka bayame. So when I am with you, there is no need to fear anything.
Correct. Correct.
You know,
Correct. And in Marathi, they say, no, भिऊ नकोस मी तुझ्या
yeah,
पाठीशी आहे.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and basically, it's a man lives with a tinge of failure all through.
Correct.
You are not. And there's anxiety there. You are not sure whether you are going the right way, or doing the right thing, or be the right company,
Correct.
and all that is fine, provided you have God as your friend, and so forth. You can interpret this in a myriad ways,
Correct.
but that is the strength in God, the unshakable strength. You can't have a doubting strength.
Correct.
You know, be a doubting Thomas and then expect great results to come. And you
Correct.
say, undoubtingly,
Correct.
you take God's help, and there you are.
You
You
receive.
get all things of the whole world backing you up and then doing you good state.
Correct.
So forth. Any competition,
No, no,
any
perfect,
comment?
perfect. And I guess this slide which you have put, I guess it's saying that you can also see, just as you can see God as your friend, you can see God in everyone around you if you have faith. And that is another way of
Right.
expressing your faith. That a friend is God's way of making sure we are not alone. So it's a nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. In this context, we can look back and see what Hiranyakashipu and Prahalada did in the mythological forms.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Hiranyakashipu was a demon,
Correct.
and he was and he demanded obedience, demanded everything from everybody,
Correct.
and anybody who stood in his way, he will finish them off.
Correct.
So Hiranyakashipu said to all around, I
Prahalada.
am this bad.
Yeah.
And Hiranyakashipu said, fine, but not with Prahalada, who is my own son.
Correct.
With Prahalada, you can't play this kind of dadagiri,
Correct.
and you can to come out just like that. So this provoked Hiranyakashipu, and he said, where is your God? If you are so sure of having your God behind you or with you, where is he?
Correct.
Show me the proof
Correct.
for the God. And Hiranyakashipu said, okay. And Prahlada said, okay, let's give it a try. And then the next moment, uh, Hiranyakashipu said, let you prove the existence of God,
Correct.
and then I will let you go. Otherwise, I'll finish you because in spite of me being my own son.
Correct.
And
You're
Prahlada said,
challenging.
okay.
Yeah, you're challenging me. Correct.
Prahlada said, you may be my father, you may be this, you may be that, but God is stronger than you, superior to you, and God is the ultimate. So Prahlada said, okay, let's test it out. And Hiranyakashipu said, I'll give a kick to the pillar
Correct.
standing next and see what happens. And he gave a big mighty kick, and that pillar broke into two, and then emerged who? Hiranyakashipu.
Narsimha.
And
Narsimha. Yeah. Narsimha Tata. Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
Vishnu is supposed to be taking the avatar of Narasimha, who
Correct.
is neither either or whatever. Nara is a human,
Neither
Simha is
animal. Correct.
lion, and then there he came. Because there is another long story behind that who brought in the element of Hiranyakashipu, blah blah.
Correct.
But here it is enough for us to know that if we have faith,
Correct.
and you have, uh, if you believe strongly,
Correct.
then your own father maybe, is maybe he's a mighty Rakshasa, but then
Correct.
he'll be no. And then
Correct.
he said, okay, when the moment came to prove that God is there, and Hiranyakashipu gave a mighty kick, and the pillar broke open
Narsimha.
into two.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
and
So you're never
Vish-
alone. Exactly.
yeah, never
Even if
alone.
that
You're
pillar
never
was
alone.
God waiting to come out to help him.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now switching gears, sort of, or extending the same gears.
Correct.
We require the company of good people,
Correct.
and friends are needed in all walks of life, everywhere
Correct.
where you go.
Correct.
And people, you have to have friends,
Correct.
and friends should be the right type of friends, and
Correct.
not the wrong.
Correct.
Uh, no. Why are friends so important? Because the friends. Next slide, please. The friends will create the atmosphere of satsang.
Correct.
Earlier sessions, we were
Correct.
looking at seva, sadhana, and satsang. These are three S's
Correct.
that come out to bolster your personality and make your persona our personality is stronger.
Correct.
And you have seva, sadhana,
And
excuse me,
satsang.
excuse me, sorry.
No problem.
So, with faith and courage, we saw it a little earlier ago.
Correct.
And you have to have faith and you have to have family. Now, this is another
Correct.
thing. You cannot have a wholesome personality without family around you.
Correct.
And then an extension of that is your friends.
Correct.
Should have a circle of friends, and that will be your
Satsang.
strength,
Correct.
satsang, and
Correct.
so forth. Any comments, Venkatesh?
No, perfect, perfect. That is the physical manifestation of having God with you, is to have people who believe and are good with you. Perfect.
Right. So, how do you find God and how do you have friendship with God? You know,
Correct.
some people will say it is all make believe. There is
Correct.
no such thing as God is there, whether in the stupa or the pillar or
Gopuram.
something, or
Correct.
God is in a temple made of gold, whatever stuff. But yeah, the need of having a proper friendship from like satsang
Right.
is reinforced and reiterated every moment for the so-called astic. Now, if you are a believer in God, if you are
Correct.
not agnostic, but if you say believe, I am
Correct.
Brahmasmi to the top of that thing. You believe, and to believe you require a little support somewhere.
Correct.
We saw Hiranyakashipu expecting support from the pillar, and they
Or
ended up getting
Prahalada.
killed.
Yeah. Prahalada getting the support from the pillar. But everyone does not have Prahalada's faith. Correct.
Right. So this is Tirupati temple,
Correct.
hmm, and this is a symbol of faith.
Correct.
All symbols are of faith.
Correct.
Whatever be the religion, whatever be the circumstance, whatever be your friend, a good friend is God.
Correct.
And God will come out through his own
Manifestation.
whatever.
Yeah. Whichever
Yeah,
form he takes. Yeah. You
yeah,
you are the one who gives that symbol a meaning. Correct.
right. So whatever you say, whatever you do, it is all a reflection of God,
Correct.
and it's not just an aphorism, but it
Correct.
is an important way of putting things that you have friends everywhere, and if you
Correct.
have gods everywhere, and if you have gods and friends put together everywhere, then
Correct.
you become non-stoppable or
Correct.
unstoppable or something.
Correct.
You
You're
gain
filled
the
with the
pinnacle.
courage. Yeah. You get that
Yeah,
courage that comes from that faith.
yeah.
Absolutely.
My Annavale Nagar motto is with courage and faith,
Correct.
automatically all this satsang will come, and then
Correct.
all these things will be rolled into one, depending on your inclination in philosophical terms. So
Correct.
the same fellow may not get the same exposure to the same God all the time,
Correct.
but there it is. So
Correct.
you have to have faith. We say God. Now again, if some people will say there is no God.
Correct.
Even Shankaracharya may say, there is no God. Because
Correct.
Shankaracharya doesn't need a God. He
God.
has got Advaita to hold on. So,
Correct.
but if you reach that pinnacle of, personality,
Correct.
then you don't need a temple. You don't need even Vedas and Agamas and nothing of that kind.
Yeah.
You keep walking, you know.
Correct. But for all the rest of us, to your point, actually the
Mm.
Sagun, the what they call Sagun versus Nirgun, right? This
Yeah,
having a form or a symbol to which you attach your faith is
right.
is not weakness. It is good. It is good. It gives you
Yeah,
something to anchor your faith in. Absolutely.
right. No,
Yeah.
having faith and having a personality trait or something which is divinity oriented, whatever,
Correct.
then the strength is there for you to take.
Correct.
You just have to put your hand in it and you take it out, and you get the faith and you have courage. All these things will get rolled into one.
Correct.
And so gods and godmen, how many minutes do we have, Venkatesh?
This is the penultimate slide. So we have got just two more slides. Yeah. So we can
Okay.
wrap it up. Not to worry. Carry on.
So today there was one Kushwant Singh.
Correct.
He's a part believer,
Correct.
and he edited the Illustrated Weekly of India and then All Times of India and so forth.
Correct.
And he said, the goddess of India. I'm showing this simply to show that there is a god and there is a goddess. And these two together make your personality, your divinity.
Correct.
And if you believe in this, you're automatically bolstered with all the goodness of the God and the godmen.
Correct.
And this is what we have to have proper leading of a divine life.
Correct.
Divine may appear a bit strong a word, but it is there. The
Correct.
moment you recognize.
No, I guess the doctor, can you come in front a bit?
Yeah.
No, so I think what we are with the godmen, it is going back to the Hindu concept of, like you said, like satsang helps you reach out to God or feel the presence of God. A guru is something that we have always in Hindu culture, for example, said, Guru is your way to God. But one of the things, of course, is to be careful that in doing that, you have identified a guru who makes sense. I guess one of the risks with the godmen can be that you can get trapped in one person's view of things rather than actually focusing on something larger. So that can be one of the downsides of godmen in that sense.
Right. And the same, an extension of the virile and vile existence of God will be that, for example, just 3 days ago, there was a stampede to the temples in Maharashtra. And the stampede were happening every day, literally around the clock. Every day somebody is getting crushed and somebody is killed and so forth. Now, that is the negative aspect of God.
Or of blind faith. Yeah, I guess of blind faith. Correct. Not of God so much as maybe how you manifest your faith.
Exactly. Ultimately, it is coming into looking inward and looking at whatever strengths you have and how you can exploit them for the good of yourself and humanity. That kind of faith has to be there, and it emerges. If you lead a very proper life, seva, sadhana. If you do seva and sadhana, and if you have satsang, that is God. That is the presence of God, and you acknowledge that God. And that will strengthen your personality. So that is a sort of a way of looking at your seva and sadhana. Any comments, Venkatesh?
No, absolutely. I guess you put this, you were discussing Shankaracharya, right? And here is Shankaracharya. That I guess, that any thoughts on this? You had added this.
Yeah. No, satsang, basically.
Or rather, I guess you were just mentioning a few minutes ago that finally you can reach a stage like Shankaracharya where your faith doesn't require a symbol. I think that was
exactly. I was proceeding in the direction, but time ran out. Ultimate philosophy in Hinduism is Advaita. There are people who argue they'll counterattack your whatever you want to be others to believe.
Versus Advaita versus Vishishta
Advaita. Ultimate philosophy is Advaita. There is no God, there is no yourself. It's all one and the same. And some people laugh at it. They'll say, what kind of philosophy is this? They'll look at Jean-Paul Sartre or look at anybody else in this theosophical world. You don't have anybody who is telling you there is nobody, absolutely nobody. There is no vacuum. If there is no God and there is no follower, devotee, then there is vacuum. And the vacuum is your God. If you go to Chidambaram, the same place where we started this slides series, in Chidambaram, there is a place called, in the temple, Chidambara Rahasyam. Rahasyam means secret. He said, there is a secret in this. What is this? Who is bringing the secret? And the philosophy is, Dikshita will say, well, the secret is a person of you. And what is it? Nothing, not hollow. Now, this is a bit complicated and unbelievable. But if you have recognized the Chidambaram Rahasyam, then you become an ultimate philosopher. So,
which, if you remember, in a previous session, we had talked of Atma, and that basically really what you are talking about in Advaita is that you had made the distinction between Atma and Paramatma and so on in that session
Right.
quite some time back. But effectively, we are saying that God is within, right? God is within you, God is within others. And once you can see that, you're not even dependent upon symbols. Absolutely.
Right. The same Shankaracharya with his series of shlokas.
Correct.
We'll come to that a little later. But
This is the last
towards
slide. Yeah.
Nishkama Karma is another thing where we have to understand why if you have to have karma,
Correct.
and you cannot have attachment to that karma, or else you become a bit of a demonic character.
Correct.
The karma should be nishkama, and that will liberate you. If you have that state, if you achieve that state of mind and body and soul, it will be nishkama, and you will be a liberated person.
Correct. And your faith can allow you to do that. Correct. Your faith allows you to just say that my job is to only do like that thing that Krishna says, no, nimitta matra bhava. Just be for the task at hand. Leave all the rest of it to God.
Right. Good.
Very good, doctor.
So,
awesome. Any closing thoughts or should I summarize?
No, you summarize.
Perfect. So a very good session, doctor, where you basically talked about how faith gives us courage to face life, right? We discussed the different aspects of it, but basically faith in a higher power, in God, sees to it that you have the patience to go through ups and downs. It allows you to never feel alone. You know that there is always someone with you. It allows you to make a best friend of something good, and that something good is the good in us or God in whatever form. Choosing God with a form or having a symbol around it makes it easier, right? And as we evolve, we can slowly detach ourselves even from the symbols, like we talked of Shankaracharya and Advaita. Once we have done that long enough, we are able to realize that, God is really within all of us. And that allows us to then focus simply, like you said, on seva, sadhana, and satsang. One way or the other, finally we reach a point where through God, through Guru, through sadhana, we can then finally liberate ourselves by just doing our actions in the faith that whatever is good will happen and that we are taken care of by a best friend called God. Yes, Doc?
Yes, very good. Nice summary.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Doc. Look forward to the next one.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye. See you.